All right, let's try this again. Marsha Lee, are you there?
Yes, sir. I am here.
How's it going?
It's going great. I don't think I could ask for anything better. We've had a really really awesome couple of days. Friday, my new single "Carnival" just released on all music platforms, and the same day I played Clover Bottom Music Live, and that was awesome. It was a great lineup. So yeah, we've had a great couple of days.
That's awesome to hear. So, you've been on this show before, a little over, I say, 4 years, but around the
hmm
time that Guitars and Leaving came out.
Yeah.
So, you reached out to me, and earlier this week, you said, "Hey, I got this new song, Carnival, coming out."
hmm
And it's been a while since I did an interview with you, so let's let's talk again. And I said, bet. So here we are. And you having a busy couple of days leading up to the single release.
hmm
Let's dive right in to the released track entitled Carnival. Um, talk about recording this song, um, and how was it writing it and just putting it together, and for this to be your first musical release in quite some time.
Absolutely. So yeah, Carnival itself, the song, um, it's quite a story actually. I per se, my manager Angeli, Miss Angeli, the great Angeli Feltner, she let's see, how do I start this story? Actually, we is a song written about loss. Basically, it's a song written about losing someone in any sense of the word. But in our experience, it was we had experienced the loss of our dog. Well, my adoptive dog. She had him for like 12 years, and he had cancer, so we had to put him down. So she went through a very very rough week, and she had wrote about it was like a paragraph I would say, and it was a poem, and she's like, please do something with this, and she just handed it to me, and I loved the words and the wordplay and how she formed it. All I did was basically went up to my music room and kind of restructured it a little bit and added a few words here and there, but I don't know, it just came so naturally. Um, and it kind of goes in with uh, a lot of the things that we're doing as far as music and recording new material. But Carnival, I felt um, prior to that, before we had to put our dog down, she took him on a ride. It was one of their last few nights together, and he was a road dog, man. His name was Chico, and they went on a ride. It was in Richmond, Kentucky, I think, and they stopped at this fair. It was a carnival, and they sat there for just, I don't know, maybe I wasn't even there, but maybe it was like half an hour. And that's kind of what she wrote the song based around, was that experience. And I was like, carnival, we have to call this carnival. So yeah, that's kind of how the song came about, for sure.
Shout out to Miss Angela. Such a incredible woman. Um,
She truly is.
she's definitely been putting in the work with artists like yourself and Ivory. She's also have contributed to some shows, which also
hmm
includes the Lexi Fest that usually takes place at Proud Mary's Barbecue at
hmm
Richmond, Kentucky. And I have seen you and Angela nearly every year since that festival began.
Yep.
So I haven't heard much from what's going on for this year. I'm gonna assume that it is happening, but considering we all kind of still dealing with this pandemic, and we'll see how that goes. But at
Yeah.
least a lot of people, a lot of musicians like yourself, are getting to perform again in front of crowds, in front of people.
Yeah.
That is very, very encouraging. Um, from an artist perspective, and just spending most of the pandemic at home, just wondering when artists like yourself would get back and perform again. Go
Mhm.
back to the early stages of the pandemic. You just being at home, being in quarantine. How did you feel at the time? How optimistic did you feel of whether you know when y'all was going to get back to perform again? What was your mindset at the time?
I think I hate to speak for any other artist, but it puts you into a new frame of mind. Honestly, like um, we wanted to release some new music, but during the pandemic, we were um, Angela and I both. We were very fortunate enough to actually work through that pandemic and COVID-19. We I worked my butt off. Within that year. So I was working a lot, but I was also writing a lot. I was always conscious of, making sure I had that material going, making sure I was in that mind space, and it it definitely puts it into a new perspective. I guess it almost you have to re-wrap your mind around. Okay, how can because mental health and in that as well. I mean, a lot of people were stuck at home, and a lot of musicians were. So you have to kind of wrap your mind around new ways of getting your music out there, or even just staying current with your own, and I think the virtual Lexi Fest that we did last year, that was really awesome to do, but also it was really different. And I have to say, the show yesterday, or the festival that I played yesterday, Clover Bottom Music Festival, it was an experience, because that was the first live actual show in front of people that I had done, and honestly, it was a couple of years. Um, because prior to that, I had experience with my mom passed away, and so I took a little bit of time off, just to regroup and recollect myself. And after that, COVID happened. So yesterday was a surreal experience, uh, being in front of people, and it just felt so great. To feel the stage under your feet, and to it's so hot, but it was so cool. Like it was so hot and it was humid, but it felt so good. I don't know, just to sweat and to have the guitar in my hand and hear people clapping and just seeing their faces. It was refreshing knowing, okay, we can all breathe again and we can just get kind of into normalcy again as far as getting out on the road. So yeah, it's been hard, but it was very, very exciting, and it makes you very optimistic of what the future holds, for sure.
Yeah, for artists to get that feel again, um,
Yeah,
performing in front of a crowd, um, that's it gives artists some sort of life again.
yeah,
Just to get to that performing aspect, um, and just to hear the stories behind these songs. Um,
yeah,
so that itself, um, is incredible. And just to see the joy of artists getting back to perform again.
yeah,
That's that's it's the greatest feeling in the world. That's It's a lot of work in putting this music out. I feel like artists get the most joy is performing in front of a crowd.
yeah,
So it's definitely a good feeling. Everybody go out and stream the new song for Marsha Lee. It's called Carnival. The song just came out as of yesterday, literally yesterday. So the timing of this is just right. And go buy it. Go stream it. It's available on all the platforms, and show your support. Marsha is back, and she's ready. She's
We're
been
ready.
ready.
We're ready.
She ready to get back to the sweaty guitar playing, singing. Just she's just ready. Let's put it that way.
Yes,
Um,
absolutely.
so so Marsha, there's something else definitely I wanted to ask you. Now you said you did a show prior to the song's release, and now that you got your first show, your first performance in years, will there be more shows for you in the near future? Especially with the song out. What's next for Marsha Lee as we going through, we're getting to the near, to the midpoint and late portion of the summer. What's next for Marsha Lee as far as show wise, or maybe more new music in the works?
It's funny you asked that. There are two things. Yes, we are definitely booking more shows. I mean, I want to finalize a few more things and get some clarity on some things before I mention any dates. But yes, there are, let's see, 4 or 5 dates that are kind of in the works that I'm really excited about. One that I can say that I know it's probably going to happen is Renata's. I don't know if you guys or you, Kenny, have been to Renata's kitchen and had their food or even been to the place, but the vibe there is super chill. It's super awesome. The staff is awesome. Food is awesome. So I'm probably going to set up there and play in mid-August. And there's some things probably that are going to happen in September, October. I wish I could say what they are, but they're not inked like in finalization just yet. So I'm not going to say anything, but they are in the works. And there's something happening back in my hometown that I'm hoping I can clinch as well. But like I said, I don't want to jump the gun too quick on saying which ones they are and if it's not finalized yet. But I'm pretty excited about them if I can ink them in. So, and second, new music. We are in the midst of writing a new album.
Mm.
The the album title is called Without You, and this album, kind of like the single Carnival, I'm very, very excited about and very proud of, because I think lyrically, I mean, and just musicianship and being an artist, and I don't care how good you are. I don't care if you're Sinister Gates from Avenged Sevenfold or whoever you are. You're always going to get better at your craft no matter how good you are. And I think I pushed myself, I pushed myself very hard lyrically and musically with this album. And Carnival, I'm super, super proud of. Miss Emily Miller laid down the violin for that song and completely killed it. We recorded this in my music room. And of course, Mr. David McLean, he laid some awesome guitar leads and some bass on there, so that went really awesome. And man, we're working on this album, and we're looking for it to release in 2022. And I'm telling you, I'm really excited about it. It's probably my best work yet. So there's a lot to come from Marsha Lee for sure. This is just the beginning for new stuff.
Cool, cool, cool. So I am familiar with Wanada's spot, downtown Lexington. Been there several times for some live music, and I've also been there for the after party of the Lexington Music Awards in the past as
Yep.
well. So shout out to Wanada. If you have not been there, go check it out. It's a small spot, but it's a good spot. and
Mhm.
you get yourself some nice food. And Wanada herself will be checking on the customers to make sure the food is right too. And that's
Oh,
something
absolutely.
you rarely get from, you know, small restaurants and places like that.
Right.
And it's local too, by the way. So
Absolutely.
support
Absolutely.
support the locals. Uh, so we now know the new Marsha Lee album is called Without You, and she is looking for a 2022 release. Um,
Ab-
so until then, keep the streaming and the purchasing for Carnival. Keep that going. And who knows, she might give you maybe one more song before that 2022 release. So
oh yeah.
stay
Oh yeah.
tuned for that. And speaking of Dave, we haven't really heard on a status for the Lexi Fest this year. At least we haven't heard anything confirmed as of yet. But if it is going to be at Proud Mary's again, I will be there, literally. And Dave usually has it on Labor Day weekend, so we'll see. We just
Yeah.
wait. We're waiting on you, Dave.
Yeah,
We
I know.
wait.
We're waiting on it, Dave.
We're waiting on the word. Marsha, great chatting with you, and good to hear from you. Thank you so much for your time. Congrats on the new song. Look forward to the album. Look forward to seeing you again down the road. And thanks again for your time. Appreciate you.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you having me on, Kenya. Really, I've always enjoyed our talks and um, all your support. You always do such a great job in the community and with artists, and just yes, you're just it's great. It's always great chatting with you. I appreciate you, Penny.
All right, you enjoy the rest of your night and you enjoy your weekend.
Absolutely, Sarah. You as well.
All right, bye bye.